This BMW M4 weighs the same as a V8 powered M5 saloon. Just think about that for a second. This two-door convertible weighs the same as an M5. How does that make sense? Have BMW designed a deeply compromised M car?
Well, they've certainly built a flipping quick one, I'll tell you that. As a driver's car, we love the standard M4. It's got explosive performance, incredible precision, and face-tearing grip. It's pretty much everything you'd want, apart from the weight. It hides it very well, but it's over 1,700 kilograms. So what have BMW done? Well, they've gone and made a convertible that weighs just under 2 tons.
Now, of course, they haven't made this car super heavy just for the sake of it. No, they've strengthened the chassis so then it can match the same sharpness as the coupe. And then what that does is it minimizes the flex in the chassis that you get in a convertible. The extra weight is like a necessary evil, isn't it? But if anyone can figure out how to make this car lighter, it's BMW. But this car is still heavier than the old one.
Okay, fine, we've complained about the weight enough. What does the M4 Competition actually feel like when you're driving it? Because that's what matters, right?
Well, it feels very relaxed, very calm, weirdly calm. This automatic gearbox is super slick, super smooth. I mean, it's just effortless torque. There's no rattling or anything like that in here. So yeah, nicely calm, unless you fancy giving it some beans. All right then. Let's put it in the speedy mode. Let's do it. Oh! Wow, okay, that is quick. That is blooming quick. Whoa. Oh, that made my belly go a little bit. That made my belly go. Yes, it did. Blimey. So that is a 3-litre straight 6, 503 brake horsepower. That car does not feel heavy while it's going in a straight line. No, it does not. That feels blooming fast. Ah, let me just pull over here. It's starting to rain. We have a problem. It is starting to rain. Welcome to England. Oh man, don't start to rain on me while I'm filming with a convertible. This is literally the worst thing that could happen. England. So anyway, as I was saying, this car is pretty blooming quick. It's got 4-wheel drive, so it just kind of makes the power go woof, woof, like that. I mean, there is an option that you can put it into 2-wheel drive and it powers the rear wheels, but that's a bit scary, so maybe I'd avoid doing that, if I'm honest.
So the M4 absolutely feels worthy of that prestigious badge when you give it full beans. It doesn't sound all that exciting, but with the roof down, you get a few pops and crackles, which is quite fun. But the real test for this convertible is on twisty, bumpy roads.
Okay, on these twisty, turny country roads, this is where this car feels fantastic. It's not quite as sharp as the coupe version, but it's still quite lovely. I mean, the steering is very nice and responsive, super sharp. I mean, there's not that much feedback, but yeah, I'm pretty happy in here. The traction is fantastic. When the road is dry, which it's slowly getting wetter as it's raining, but when the road is dry, it's literally stick and go, stick and go. You've got to drive it like a moron to make this thing unstick. It's a comfortable cruiser, but occasionally you feel the lumps and bumps in the road a little bit. Like, you can really feel those. That's where you feel the weight of the car, on these very bumpy roads.
So many of the M4's driving characteristics are adjustable, which can really transform the car. You can tweak the steering, the dampers, the engine response, the gear shifts. There's loads to play with. There's also a drift analyzer that gives you a star rating for pulling off big skids. But that kinda gives me PTSD. Yeah.
Right. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Interiors in BMWs are mwah, chef's kiss, beautiful. Now in here, this chunky steering wheel, this is a bit of me, this. I mean, even the flappy paddles around the back have got nice bits of grip to them, so you can really have a bit of fun when you're putting your foot down. Love that. Seats, brilliant. So comfy. Not the most elegant seats to get into because they've got quite high sides. Yeah, as you can tell, I made that look really casual and really ladylike. But overall in here, the quality is just fantastic. You obviously have the iDrive system, which you use the click wheel for, which again is so easy, and every time it works. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, buttons for the climate controls, which we absolutely love. There is something that I need to point out here. If you have a similar thing to me, it's called trypophobia, right? Which is essentially, it's not so much a fear of holes, it's just holes make you uncomfortable. You know, like when you look into a crumpet, or when you look into like a beehive or something, and those holes make you go, I don't know what's going on in there, that's making me really uneasy. I get that from this. It makes me feel really uneasy. So just a little heads up, if you also have trypophobia or holes that make you feel a little bit icky, that's going to make you feel icky. Apart from that, I like it in here quite a lot. It's very lovely.
So the M4 Convertible is proving itself to be a rather lovely convertible sports car, and I really like the way the front end looks. Don't hate me. There is a but coming though, and it comes in the form of another BMW.
Here's the thing with this M4 Convertible. It doesn't feel like it wants you to really push the car hard. It feels like it wants you to chill in a nice cruise mode. So if that's what it wants you to do, are you better off in an M4 40i, in that convertible instead? Because that still has a turbocharged straight six. And actually, it's a bit nicer to drive, isn't it? It's a much nicer cruiser. It's got the same interior, same infotainment, etc. And it's 24 grand less than this. Because let's be honest, day-to-day living, you are surrounded by speed cameras and surrounded by speed humps and other drivers. So how often can you genuinely make the most out of your 503 brake horsepower that you've got in this M4? I mean, unless you regularly join a motorway or you regularly take it to the track, I think you might be better off in an M4 40i. It's not that I don't love this car, because I do. This is a poser car, and I am a poser. But yeah, I think you're better off in an M4 40i.